various types of independent or fan-made media. I'm your host, Indy. Today, let's talk about Billy DeBouse, aka Rockstar BD-82. A Godzilla fan at heart since he was a child, Rockstar BD-82 started with a Godzilla suit of his own, which still remains the highest viewed American-made Godzilla suit on YouTube. He even supported Kickstarters for John DeSantis' Hira Ifukube concert, and Mike Gerald Milo's Kaiju Gaiden documentary, even Kyle Yone's Kaiju Cast Japan documentary, Hail to the King, 60 Years of Destruction, and Greg Greaves and Tim Shelf's Godzilla Heritage, which sadly didn't left the ground. It originally started out as a mock Dojo Warrior action figure commercial for G-Fest in 2010 by Paul Gavins with the support of J.D. Lee's. It featured a repurposed Shogun Warriors Godzilla figure to represent G-Fantas, the mascot of G-Fest. The actual video was released on YouTube with effects provided by Tristan Dome. Billy DeBouse, however, used the footage and experimented with his own ideas as an extra bonus for the following G-Fest. He had just begun learning programs like Apple Final Cut Express and FX Vision Labs Studios. After months of experimenting, he showed the final product to Paul Gavins and J.D. Lee's, who were blown away, not expecting a full-blown fan tribute, but rather just a commercial. Early behind-the-scenes footage of GBR and Dojo Warrior's first 2010 film shot was featured on Fabien Moreau's kaiju documentary, Kaiju United, in France. Throughout filming, he received a lot of advice and pointers from fellow filmmaker Chris... I can't announce that. Famous for Transcendence. At G-Fest 2014, when the full version of Godzilla Battle Royale was premiered, it overpacked the ballroom and received a standing ovation. Matt Frank, artist of Godzilla's IDW comic run, drew up 2 posters for Godzilla Battle Royale. Billy loved the first one, but Matt insisted that he have another go at it. When he unveiled the second poster at G-Fest 2014, Billy honestly couldn't believe what he was seeing. One of the most epic of epic posters he had ever seen in his life. Billy had traveled to Arkansas, Georgia, Florida, and New York to film the suit actors who assisted him and live outstate. And to get the Chicago City background match required for the monster fights, Billy made several commutes to Chicago, walking on foot, getting still ground to building top skies perspectives, and sometimes going up on 15-story parking garages and filming mid-level city shots. Now that is dedication. In production for 4 years, though if you include the time Billy spent on creating his Godzilla, Ebra, Hedorah, and zombie suits used for the film, which totaled an earlier 2 years, which would make it 6, he personally sees this as a 6-year journey as mentioned before, all in of itself, along with pulling double duty with G-Fest's Dojo Studios fan film productions. Shizuyo Nakajima of Wolfman vs. Godzilla 83 and Toho effects assistant, and Shinpei Hayashiya of Gamera 4 and Deep Sea Monster Raigo are both fans of GBR, even with Higuchi made some nice comments about GBR's early video efforts on his Facebook after G-Fest 2011. An article on the movie, written by Aaron Christensen, was featured in the September 2014 issue of World Mode magazine. And to this day, Billy has never been contacted by Toho once about this fan film. To this day, he wonders if that's indeed a good thing or bad. And that's what we'll be looking into today. Without further ado, let's not waste any more time. This is Godzilla Battle Royale. So the movie starts with Chicago, home of the not pizza.
You know the expression, there's no such thing as bad sex or bad pizza. Your pizza is like sex with a corpse made of sandpaper. Let me tell you something. This is not pizza. This is tomato soup in a bread bowl. This is an above-ground marinara swimming pool for rats. Let me tell you something about your not pizza. I want to know when I get drunk and pass out on my pizza that I'm not going to drown.
We see a couple together, and the guy is about to propose to her.
Yes, yes.
True story. That was an actual proposal. At the wedding, Billy stood up as a groomsman. Aww. But karma has other plans. So the intro plays revealing title font by Kyle Gilmore, who Billy managed to convince he'd do. He always enjoyed watching his music videos in the early years of the fandom. So, Anguirus, Manda, Dezora, Ebra, Varan, and of course, Godzilla attack Chicago, leaving a crap ton of people to run in a panic. One thing I do have to note, the audio isn't the best at first, but over time, it gets better. We then run into Lieutenant Matt Kennedy, aka Razor Shark, played by Billy DeBouse.
Lieutenant Matt Kennedy, reporting for duty, Commander.
I just hope he doesn't run for president. What? Come on, I had to! According to his superior officer, Commander Amanda Lexington, played by Sarah, however you pronounce that. After info-dumping all the events that previously mentioned in the Showa era, which this movie actually is connected to showing. True story.
She reveals she is assigning him to the prototype aircraft, the X-Rider, which I could have sworn I saw when we were being saved from Ask That Man in the Shades.
What the hell is it?
As that is happening, members of the SWAT team, Kaiju Guard, or I don't know, played by Mike Prost, Jenny Whipple, Jeff Greenbean, Scott Martin, Brent Young, and Lionel Bridges evacuate civilians while Lionel tries to fight Godzilla, but that doesn't go too well.
Oh my god! They killed Lionel!
You bastards!
As that is happening, we finally see the X-Rider.
She's a hottie.
Hey, phrase it!
So after revealing the weapons and schematics, revealing this thing can survive Godzilla's heat blast, even with a little Super X thingy, which can also absorb and shoot back at him with meter firepower, the military tried to help with civilian evacuation and fighting the monsters, one of them being Zilla, which is a Pizza Hut puppet thrown in for good measure. He proves to be an easy target, so does Manda. Godzilla, Anguirus, Ebra, Varan, and Jizora, on the other hand, prove to be much more difficult. But...
Nope. Not this time. I love you, but even the Hussars would be no match for these guys. The one who does come in is... Banzo.
Okay, that didn't happen. We then see the Japanese government respond, but not before the commander asking how did the monsters get out, revealing they have no idea. So to help assist in their giant monster problem, they send Mechagodzilla 3 to help, after revealing it in action against Maguma, making it their second appearance. As Mechagodzilla flies to Chicago and X-Rider is about to take off, we see the Mothra Ferry send the ship.
Played by Jeanette Aquino, who is of Filipino descent.
Warning Razor Shark then, unknown force has entered Earth and is taking control of Earth's monsters.
Full of Earth's mightiest monsters, and it will soon attack our peaceful island as well.
Makes you wonder how they'll react to this thing.
As Razor Shark and a SWAT, one of them played by Robert Scott Field,
You know him better as M11 from Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah.
take down Ebra and give the other monsters a beating. Razor Shark then tries his luck with Godzilla, but doesn't do so well. Wait for Mechagodzilla to come in, and it turns out him and Yuki, Mechagodzilla's pilot, know each other. And soon, Mothra and Gephantus join the fray. So after they give them quite a beating, Razor Shark finds something and is revealed to be a flying saucer controlling them.
Damn it, it's free! Assholes.
Okay, it's not actually them. It's the antagonist of the film, Queen Zexius, and her assistant, Sargyle, played by Vixa Zexa and Jonathan Golden, respectively. So after Commander Lexington holds off Queen Zexius for long enough, the X-Rider fires on the control receiver and destroys it, causing her to summon several more monsters, Repara, Hedorah, and Gigan, and take control of Mechagodzilla.
Not a bad idea, but at the same time, why doesn't she have, I don't know, an armada?
And so they wreck Chicago further, and the X-Rider crashes.
No, I am not gonna make a the end joke.
And just to make matters worse, Zombie Kong is unleashed.
You know, I'm surprised Big Jack Films never reviewed this, but he insisted I do. I wonder why.
Gee, Indie fan, maybe it's because he's a little dizzy at the moment! No wonder he put you in the middle of the glitch-heaven portion of the battlefield! It's probably because the FDT power cells were so unstable that they caused a glitch portion, and that's where you ended up! Take
So as the villains have the upper hand, Queen Zexius orders slug mutations to be released from Hedorah despite Sargyle's protest.
Jesus, why do villains get this freaking impatient?
So we then see Razor Shark try to repair the ship, only for him to run into Hedorah fighting Gephantus, resulting in some pieces of his body to fall off.
Well, look at that. A giant walking turd. What is this world coming to?
You live in a world where giant, oversized monsters attack for God knows how long, aliens come in and pick on your planet on a daily basis, an Ultraman wannabe, alien bug things, and a moth god with tiny fairies. Where's the normality, pal?
And so the chunks of Hedorah become blickers, slug mutants. So after a struggle with the slug mutants, ending with the fairy saving Razor Shark, they tell him he's on his own for this.
You've done well, but you are on your own now. Trust in yourself and look beyond your training. Don't forget.
So after Mothra is revived in the fight, and the good guys seem to have the upper hand, Queen Zatius isn't happy, and she summons Orga Rayan,
Who was used in the comics run of Godzilla, and he did fight him.
and Zigra, making it the first time, in American Suitmation no less, where Godzilla engages a Gamera villain.
Basic question. I mean, Gamera is connected to the Showa Godzilla continuity.